Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to my Demon Slayer KIMETSU no YAIBA read-through. Today, we're going to be reading through chapters 8 through 16, which pretty much makes up all of Volume 2 of the series. And let's go ahead and get started with Chapter 8. Just a bit of a recap of Chapter 7. It ended with Tanjiro facing off against the multi-armed demon during final selection. We find out that this multi-armed demon was in fact the one that killed Sabito and Mokomo in the past, as well as all the rest of Urokodaki's students. So now we get to see Tanjiro face off against him, and let's see how things transpire with Chapter 8, Big Brother. And then it shows Tanjiro bearing down on the demon. That sound. I've heard that sound before. A sound like raging wind. And no, this is the demon saying this.
That sound. I've heard that sound before. A sound like raging wind. Urokodaki!
So the way that Tanjiro has positioned himself, his stance is exactly like Urokodaki from his younger days. And these panels show Tanjiro taking up the exact same stance that Urokodaki did in his younger days. And he slices off the head section of the demon in one swipe. Now, the head still has a head and it has two arms on it. And since Tanjiro is using the special blades, the Demon Slayer blades, the rest of the multi-armed demon's body starts to crumble away immediately. Sick, so sick.
Curse you, die! My body is crumbling away. I can't stop it. And now he too will look upon me as something unclean. He will look at me with despising eyes. No, I'm too scared to close my eyes, but I can't change more and my head is pointing. The last thing I will see is a demon hunter's face.
But instead of eyes of disgust and eyes of hate, it is Tanjiro has a mournful look on his face, like a face of pity.
How did this happen?
And then I guess it's showing the multi-armed demon when he was younger and, hadn't consumed a whole bunch of people.
I'm scared. I'm all alone in the night. Hold my hand the way you used to. Why did I bite my brother and kill him? Huh? Who is my big brother?
So it shows that he was turned into a demon and he killed and ate his brother. Then a hand stretches out towards him. And it's not him, but the hand itself is from the body of the multi-armed demon, and it's stretching out towards Tanjiro. And then Tanjiro thinks, I smell sadness. And then he, as the outstretched hand of the multi-armed demon's in front of him, Tanjiro takes it. And he holds it. And the multi-armed demon starts crying. Then Tanjiro starts praying. Please, God, when he is reborn, don't let him become a demon. Please.
Please, hold my hand.
Well, if I have to, you're such a scaredy cat. And I guess these are the last moments and last memories of the multi-armed demon before his body completely crumbles to nothing. Completely crumbles to nothing. And I think I may have said Makomo's name wrong. I said Mokomo's, but it was Makomo. But then Tanjiro thinks to himself, Sabito, Makomo, I won. You don't have to worry anymore. The other children that the demon killed probably became spirits and returned as promised. To Urokodaki, whom they liked so much, and to their home on Mount Sagiri. If I had died, my spirit would have returned to Nezuko and Urokodaki too. Urokodaki too. I'm gonna make sure that I get these names right. 7 days later, in the early morning.
Welcome back. Congratulations. I'm glad you're safe.
Only 4 of us? We started with nearly 20. That one kid isn't here either. I lost consciousness for a time. I guess he disappeared. I couldn't save him.
Die. I'm gonna die. Die, die, die. Even though I survived in here, in the end I'll die.
So, what am I supposed to do now? Where's my katana? And one girl is just messing with a butterfly, there with the rest of them.
First, we will provide your core uniforms. We will take your measurements and then engrave your rank. There are 10 ranks. Kinoe, Kinoto, Hinoe, Hinoto, Tsuchinoe, Tsuchinoto, Kanoe, Kanoto, and Mizunoe, and Mizunoto. Right now, you are all the bottom rank of Mizunoto.
Where's my katana?
Today, you will choose the ore for your sword. Then it will take up to 2 weeks for the katana to be finished. Then we will assign you a Kasugai crow.
And then crows just come down and they all land on the shoulders of all the remaining people there for final selection.
Huh?
And then the guy who's freaking out saying he's gonna die constantly, he says, huh?
Crow, but this is a sparrow. Kasugai crows are generally used for communication, but not always.
Kasugai crow. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right for you guys. If not, my apologies. Then there's a smack sound as the guy who keeps demanding for his katana throws his crow into a nearby tree. I don't care about crows. And oh no, dude, why are you doing that? These people are here to help you, and this dude grabs one of the hostesses by the hair. I don't know their names. Well, I forgot their names. Well, did they say their names? I forgot. But he grabs one of the hostesses by the hair and says, "Katana! I want my katana and I want it now! A Demon Slayer core katana! A color-changing katana!" Then Tanjiro grabs him by the arm. "Let go of this child! If you don't, I'll break your arm!" "Huh? Who are you? Just you try it!" Then a hand grabs him. I don't think this Tanjiro's hand? Grabs him and it starts to slowly put the pressure on his wrist. And then everyone is surprised by who grabbed him. And he gets pushed off to the side. Oh no, it was Tanjiro. It was Tanjiro who since Tanjiro's a lot stronger, my apologies. It was Tanjiro. Tanjiro was slowly breaking his wrist and shoved him away from the girl. And stands in between him and her and stares him down.
"Are you done talking?"
says the other hostess.
Then come over here. Please choose the ore for making your katana. You choose for yourself the ore for the sword that will kill demons and protect you.
And all the rest of the four are there, and they just look. But the guy who's still freaking out says, "I'm probably gonna die soon anyway." Then it cuts to a bit of a Zen garden area, and a person's holding a crow, and they just say, "Oh."
"Oh, 5 survived. Excellent. My children have increased in number again. I wonder what kind of swordsmen they will be."
And that is the end of Chapter 8, onwards to Chapter 9. I already don't like the dude with the scar over his face, who was, berating and being rude to everyone. Automatically don't like him. Chapter 9, welcome back.
I was too optimistic. During final selection, I encountered 8 demons, but I wasn't able to talk with any of them. They all rushed in to kill me. I never got to ask how to return demons to human form. I'm sorry, Nezuko. I'm sorry. I want to go back as soon as possible, but my whole body hurts, so I can't. Even my uniform feels heavy. Ever since I started coming down Mount Fujikasane, I've been overwhelmed by a horrible exhaustion. The sun is already setting. I made it. Urokodaki. Nezuko.
Then all of a sudden, the door to the house that, Tanjiro was for a time living in immediately flies out because someone kicked it. And then it's Nezuko. Nezuko just walks out of the house. Because remember, the last time we saw Nezuko, she didn't wake up. She was just stuck in this sleep. But now she's out and about. And she's just walking.
Nezuko, you're awake!
Then Nezuko sees him and starts running towards him. Nezuko! And he tries to walk towards her, but he falls. And then Nezuko is there to hold him, and she embraces him. And then Tanjiro starts crying. Oh, Nezuko, why did you fall asleep like that? And why didn't you wake up for so long? I thought you might die. Then all of a sudden, Urokodaki comes in and he hugs them both.
You came back alive.
And it looks like he's crying underneath his mask. We haven't seen his face, but he's been crying. He's crying under this mask. And I guess they're all crying except for Nezuko. 15 days later. Oh, is that Urokodaki? And there's someone walking towards the house with a big straw hat with numerous glass bells with tassels on them. I don't know how to best describe them, but it's an extravagant looking hat. 9 wind chimes. Wind chimes. I am called Hage Nezuka. I just butchered that name. I am called Haga Nezuka. I am he who forged Tanjiro Kamado's katana. I am Tanjiro Kamado. Please, come inside. This is a Nichiren sword. Please come in. I forged this blade. I'll make tea. The iron, sand, and ore that are the materials for a Nichiren sword are gathered at the mountain closest to the sun. Scarlet iron and scarlet ore both absorb sunlight. Your furoshiki wrap is getting dirty. The sun shines all year on Mount Yoko. This man is not really interested in, just sitting down, chilling, and making sure his clothes are done. He's here to deliver the goods. Then there's a ching sound from his wind chimes. The sun shines all year on Mount Yoko. It is never cloudy and rain never falls. And then Urokodaki is inside because apparently this dude has a reputation for not listening to anyone. But because Urokodaki says,
as usual, he doesn't listen to what anyone says.
Come on, just for a second, won't you get up off the ground? And then the man looks up and we see his face and he has a mask. A Hyotoko mask. And there's a description of it being called a wooden festival mask.
Oh, you're a child of brightness. What luck?
No, I'm the son of Tanjiro and Kie.
That isn't what I meant. Your hair and eyes are reddish. Houses who work with fire have such children. Be happy for your good fortune.
Oh, really? And the guy just starts poking him in the face. I had no idea.
That means your sword may turn red. Right, Urokodaki?
Yes.
Go on, draw your sword.
All right. He finally came inside, and then the guy's sitting inside the building now. And he pulls his sword, and he unsheaths his sword.
Nichiren swords are also called color-changing katana.
I kind of moderately changed his voice here and there because it started to sound too similar to my voice for Urokodaki there.
Nichiren swords are also called color-changing katana. Their color changes depending on who is holding them.
And then his sword changes color. Right before his eyes.
Black.
Black. Huh? Is black bad? Is it unlucky?
No, it's not, but that jet black is rarely seen.
Oh, wait, this is Urokodaki saying this. Is it unlucky?
No, it's not, but that jet black is rarely seen.
I thought I was going to get to see a bright red sword. I thought I was going to get to see a bright red blade. Darn. Oh, careful, please, calm down. How old are you? I'm 37. And I guess the guy was upset that he didn't get to see a bright red sword, but saw a black one instead. And then the crow comes in.
Ah! Tanjiro Kamado! You must head for a town to the north!
I feel like if I'm going to be doing these crow voices, some people may not like it, but I've already grown used to it. So I'm going to be using that voice for all crows going on. Crows that sound like Toad. Let me focus.
Ah! Tanjiro Kamado! You must head for a town to the north! As a demon hunter, this is your first job!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me focus. Oh, it's talking. Job?
Go and beware! In this northern town, young girls are disappearing! Night after night!
I'm gonna change it. Because I can't even take my own self seriously if I keep reading it that way.
Young girls are disappearing night after night!
That sounds better. And
Less toad-like! Girls, disappearing!
it shows one girl walking with someone in the dark, and then as this man looks back, she's gone. Like the basket she's holding is gone, and one of her slippers is gone as well. And that is the end of chapter 9. On to chapter 10. I can't get over the voice I was doing for that crow.
Go do your first job!
Let's focus. Chapter 10, Kidnapper's Bog. Nichiren swords change color depending on their bearer, and each color has distinct characteristics. However, very few people have black swords, so many details are unknown. So unknown that it is said that unsuccessful swordsmen have black swords. And then it shows Tanjiro walking through a village. Demon Slayer Corps uniforms are made from a special fabric. It breathes easily and resists both water and flame. Even the claws and fangs of lesser demons cannot rend this Corps uniform. Also, take this. It's a box for carrying your sister during the day. I made it from... Oh, this is Urokodaki who's saying all of this.
Also, take this. It's a box for carrying your sister during the day. I made it from an incredibly light wood called Kirikumo cedar. I coated it with rock lacquer and to harden the exterior. It is also stronger than a normal box.
So now Nezuko doesn't have a basket. She has a full-on box that she can chill in.
This is merely speculation. But instead of eating the flesh of humans, Nezuko may sleep to replenish her strength.
And then, as he's making his way through town, we see the guy who was walking, I guess it was his sister or girlfriend maybe, but he looks distraught and his face just looks worn down. And people are speaking in this place, saying, "Look, Kazumi is so pitifully haggard because he was with Satoko when she disappeared. Night after night, it's so creepy. Yes, it's awful. When night comes, another young girl will disappear. Kazumi! I would like to speak with you, if I may." And then Tanjiro is speaking with him. "This is where Satoko disappeared. You may not believe me, but I believe you. I absolutely believe you." And then he immediately bows down to the ground, and I guess he's using his superior senses to sniff out where the demon was. "The faint odor of a demon remains, but it's uneven and unusual. Who is this kid? What is he doing?" And then there's a flashback with Kazumi. as someone is saying, "Don't joke with me. You say she disappeared. Why you? Please stop." And then it cuts to another home. And then it has a girl sitting up from her bed saying,
I wonder what happened to those girls. I hope they're all right.
and something black is underneath her pillow and it's moving. The heck? Yo! Yo, it's a demon. And hands come out of this black shadow. And they raise up and they grab her. And they drag her into the shadow before the girl can even make a sound. Then Tanjiro is still traveling with Kazumi, but he immediately starts running fast. And then Kazumi says, "What happened?" "He's fast. The smell is getting stronger. It's a demon." And then Tanjiro, with his superior jumping ability, jumps up to a roof of a building and immediately takes off, ninja style. That jump. The stories are true about demons and the Demon Slayer Corps. Then Tanjiro lands on in another area, and then he looks in a direction. Here, it's here. 2 different scents, a demon and a human woman, and he immediately draws his blade. I don't see them, but the scent is strongest. Here! And immediately Tanjiro takes his sword and plunges it into the ground. And there's a scream afterwards.
Yeah!
And then the black shadow immediately comes out of the spot where he stabbed, and the girl that was taken rises out of that shadow as well. But another hand comes out and tries to grab them both. And it is, in fact, a demon that rises out with what seems to be ninja-like garb on it. A demon with supernatural abilities.
Demons that use special powers known as the Blood Demon Art have supernatural abilities. Sometimes you may have to fight a demon like that.
Where are the girls you kidnapped? Also, tell me about... And before Tanjiro can say anything, the demon grits its teeth and snarls at him. Menacingly. He's just standing there. Menacingly. And then just sinks back into his shadow. Kazumi, take her and stay by me. If you stay inside my reach, I can protect you. So Kazumi takes I guess it's his sister, and carries him while staying close to Tanjiro. It can probably come out of the ground or walls. It might even appear out of thin air. While this demon is submerged underground, its scent does not fade. It's coming. Water-breathing 5th form. 3 of them! And 3 appear out of the ground all around him to try and grab him. Gotta stay calm. I can do this. 8th form, water basin! And he immediately slashes a bunch of them. He immediately slashes all 3 of them. Arms go flying off immediately. And that is the end of chapter 10. Oh, we're making good time, ladies and gentlemen. Onwards to chapter 11. We're making good time. I'm only at 23 minutes. If I can keep this pace for the rest of the videos, I can definitely get these out sooner to you guys. I'm happy. Chapter 11, Suggestion.
Only one demon in this world has blood that can turn humans into demons. The one who became the first demon over 1,000 years ago. In other words, Tanjiro, it is that demon who killed your family, and I think he knows the way to return your sister's humanity. This demon's name is Muzan Kibutsuji.
Yo, so this is the Michael Jackson looking demon that I've seen all around the media and every other place. I have no idea who he is, but I know of his appearance. Now I know his name. For the first time, I actually know his name. Muzan Kibutsuji. And then we cut back to Tanjiro remarking, back after he cut the 3 shadow demons that popped up. Too shallow. I missed all the demons' vitals because I switched my form mid-swing. And all three of those demons sink back into the shadows. All 3 smell exactly the same. Usually demons don't team up, so this must be one demon split into 3. Fighting 3 demons while protecting 2 people. Can't let it get to me. I need to get them to talk about Muzan Kibutsuji and a way to turn demons back into people. And immediately, one demon tries to pop up behind Kazumi and his sister to grab him. Total concentration. Water breathing, second form, water wheel! But it's a shallow hit again, as Tanjiro remarks. Too shallow again. And Tanjiro rights himself to try and hit it, but it slinks away. Still in shadow, it slinks away in like a serpentine-like motion away from him. I can't follow too far and still protect these 2. I have to lure them back in.
You fool!
Huh?
Don't interfere. You'll ruin the girl's freshness. She is already 16 years old. She gets less and less tasty with each moment that passes. I must calm down. Oh well, never mind. There's always tonight. I've eaten quite a few 16-year-old girls in this town. They were all meaty and quite tasty. Good enough for me.
Wait. I'm trying to make... Is this a female demon? Have I been giving a dude's voice to a female demon this whole time?
I've eaten quite a few 16-year-old girls in this town. They were all meaty and quite tasty. Good for me. Well, not good enough for me. I'm still hungry.
You monster. Let Satoko go. You took her 2 nights ago.
Satoko? Who is that? If her hairpin is among this collection, I've already eaten her.
And there are quite a few hairpins there's quite a few hairpins in this demon's coat. A lot of hairpins, combs, and bows. But then Kazumi notices the bow of his sister in this coat. So if this demon says that if their hairpin is among this collection, I've already eaten her, and his sister's bow is in this demon's coat, who is Kazumi holding? Not unless they try to take the bow and then eat her, because... yeah... No, it is his sister. It is his sister. The girl that he's holding is the one that was just taken. But his sister was already eaten. Okay, I got an understanding of it now. It took a few seconds. It took a few seconds. My brain fully turned on. It was fully charged. I understand now. His sister was eaten by this demon. And this enrages Tanjiro as he thinks of his family and thinks of Nezuko, who's been turned into a demon. Then all of a sudden, one of the shadow demons jumps up in order to try and grab at Tanjiro and tries to jab at him, but misses, but ends up hitting a wall that immediately crumbles from the impact. The impact is massive, and it breaks the wall that Tanjiro was in front of. But then Tanjiro slashes the arm of that demon, still missing again. Missed again. It sinks into the ground so quickly. Then another one pops out of the wall to try and get at him. Oh, got too close to the wall. Then Tanjiro ducks just in time to narrowly avoid being skewered by this demon's hands. Then, as he's kneeling on the ground from ducking, another shadow demon tries to pop up and jab him through the ground. And Tanjiro misses. And Tanjiro dodges away from it. Total concentration. Water breathing. Then, all of a sudden, a foot comes out. A foot comes out of his box pack. Not a backpack, but his box pack. And I guess Nezuko pretty much just cut off this demon's head completely with yet another kick. No, it didn't just... No, Nezuko didn't just cut off the demon's head. She literally hit this demon hard enough for his head to spin around backwards, breaking its neck. And it falls over and it's not moving. Then the another shadow demon is looking and wondering,
Why is a human carrying a demon?
Then Nezuko gets out.
What's going on? Who are these people? A swordsman and demon traveling together? I don't understand.
Then Nezuko starts to walk past the demon's body that is sinking into the shadow, but it's dead, so it's just sinking lifelessly back into shadow again. And she walks over to Kazumi, and and she pats the girl's head, and then she tries to pat his head and pats his cheek because Nezuko sees like her former siblings, and she consoles them a little bit without saying a word, and then walks back to Tanjiro. Then Tanjiro says, Nezuko.
It may only help to console her, but I placed Nezuko under a suggestion while she was asleep. All humans are your family. Protect humanity. Demons are your enemy. Never forgive demons for the harm they do.
Then it shows Nezuko, who has her eyes grow more focused and veins pop up over her forehead. Oh, is Nezuko about to fight with Tanjiro? That's the end of chapter 11. Onwards to chapter 12. We're making some good headway. I'm only at 32 minutes right now. Chapter 12. I can't tell you. And then Nezuko brings her foot down for an axe kick and narrowly misses the shadow demon slinking back into the ground. Then Tanjiro says, Nezuko, don't follow it, come back! Then Nezuko runs over back to Tanjiro, and the shadow demon tries to surprise her and jump up and grab her, but Nezuko easily dodges out of the way and then just runs back to Tanjiro like, oh, you were right there? Okay. Hey, Tanjiro, and just runs back over to him. Then we cut back to Urokodaki's flashback to Urokodaki saying,
Nezuko's a demon now, Tanjiro. You must remember, she isn't weak. She doesn't need your protection.
Is it all right? Can I leave this to her? If she protects those two, I can focus on the attack. Then there's a flash in his head in this panel, and his feet start to move as a massive shadow appears right underneath him. And he braces himself and says, Nezuko, I'm going under! Protect them! And then as Nezuko tries to, reach out to him, the shadow disappears. And then it shows Tanjiro falling through, like, basically a world like Dimongo's world from Samurai Jack. It's all dark. Well, in this case, it's all dark and only clothes are seen floating. Clothes without people in them, just floating around. I'm inside a bog. And are these the clothes and belongings of the people the demon took? He killed all those innocent people. I can't forgive that. I can't.
Are you suffering, boy? There's almost no air in this bog. Indeed, the darkness of this bog surrounds you and weighs you down. You can't move like you do above ground, so take that. You plunged in without a second thought, you fool.
And since Nezuko already killed the one shadow demon above, that one doesn't appear with the other two that are in here with Tanjiro. Don't underestimate me. Where do you think I trained? The air atop Mount Sagiri was thinner. Furthermore, I know a technique for generating strength underwater. And then it shows the demons literally zigzagging and ping-ponging their way inside of this shadow bog of theirs at very fast speeds. Is it possible to move like that in a bog? But it doesn't matter. I'll just kill it when it gets in close. There's a form to use in an unstable place without footing, a forceful twist of the upper and lower body to generate a strong spin. And then, as you know with Tanjiro, his way of fighting shows like a line that goes taut when he finds the target to hit on a demon in order to kill it. And both of those lines extend from those two shadow demons, taut, ready for him to take him out. There's its scent, the opening thread. Total concentration, water breathing, sixth form, whirlpool. And in this massive spinning move, he literally decimates both of these shadow demons. Both of them. The spin becomes a large, sharp blade, dragging in anything around it and cutting it up. He got him at the necks. They're pretty much dead now. And as the bodies fall away, he thinks to himself, I better get going. Even I'm almost out of air. Nezuko! Then it shows Nezuko fighting one of the demons above ground, punching him straight in the stomach. So maybe the other demon did not die, but had its neck twisted around and it didn't kill it. It just incapacitated it for a short time since the head didn't actually come off completely.
Yeah, this woman is strong. She doesn't seem to have any supernatural abilities yet, but she is still quite strong. She must have received a great amount of blood. She moves so fast that I can't submerge into the bog, but I'm getting used to her simple attacks. Even if she kicks hard enough to take my head off or rupture my guts, I can immediately heal.
And then Kazumi is still standing there and he says, ah! As the demon slashes Nezuko across the face.
Yes, I'll ventilate your face!
And in that instant, before he can even touch Nezuko again, his arm comes completely off. Oh, I know who did that. It's Tanjiro. He cut both of this Shadow Demon's arms off. Hands off my sister! And then the demon looks at him as it falls to the ground.
Did he kill me? He killed two of me?
You guys stink like rotting oil. It's a foul smell. How many people have you killed?
If you let women age, they get ugly and taste terrible. That's why we ate them. You should thank us.
And in that same instance, Tanjiro slices the demon's mouth straight across. That's enough. And oh, I've never seen Tanjiro's face like this. It's completely covered in black, but you only see his eyes. Tell me about Muzan Kibutsuji. And as the demon struggles to right himself, because you know it's hard to pick yourself up when you don't have any arms. It's kind of difficult. And he's braced up against a fence. And all he can say is,
I can't.
You can't tell Tanjiro about Muzan Kibutsuji. Interesting. But that's the end of chapter 12. Onwards to chapter 13. We are almost done. And I'm still, I might be able to get this done within an hour. Chapter 13. It was you. And I guess I get to voice this guy. Let me do this right. You must not speak. You must never tell anyone about me. If you do, I will know immediately. I'm always watching you.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
I smell fear shaking deep down in his bones.
I can't tell you.
And in that instance, the shadow demon regrows his arms and tries to slash at Tanjiro. But then Tanjiro, in a swift motion, cuts its head completely off, killing it. Again, I've learned nothing. Nezuko! And then it shows Nezuko and she's sleeping. She's sleeping. Her bleeding has stopped. Asleep to heal yourself? I'm sorry. So sorry. Just give me a little more time. Because your big brother is going to make you human again. Then it shows Kazumi with the girl that was taken, and all he can think of is his sister, because after seeing his sister's bow in the collection that the demon had, it all but confirmed that his sister is no longer among the living. Kazumi, are you alright? Oh, so that wasn't his sister. That was his betrothed. Okay. I've lost my betrothed. Do you think I'm alright? Kazumi, you may lose again and again, but you still have to keep living, no matter how beaten down you may be. And then Kazumi grabs him by the collar, saying, "What do you know? You're just a kid!" And then Tanjiro just looks at him and just holds his hand and just smiles. And this surprises Kazumi. And as Kazumi's grip starts to loosen up, Tanjiro says, "I'm going now. Here. I hope you find something of Satoko's in here to remember her by." Yo, Tanjiro ripped off the little spot inside of the demon's clothes to take back the collection of hairpins that he had. Now, some of them are broken, but what managed to stay on was Satoko's bow. And this surprises Kazumi. Tanjiro bows and walks away. Did this happen to you too? Did it? I'm sorry for saying such a mean thing. Please, forgive me. I'm sorry. Tanjiro just looks back and waves at him. Those hands, those wretched hands, thick and hardened from training in combat, they weren't the hands of a boy. And then, as Tanjiro is walking away, his hands are literally tense and gripping themselves as he thinks, it isn't just me. How many people has he killed? How many more made to suffer? Muzan Kibutsuji, I will never forgive you. As one of his Kasaugi crows lands on his shoulder.
Next, you go to Asakusa. Next, you go to Asakusa in Tokyo. Rumors tell of a demon hiding there. Ah!
Huh? I'm off to my next job already?
Yes, go.
Wait a second.
No waiting.
2 days later. In Asakusa? What kind of town is this? It's night, but it's bright out. The buildings are all so tall. What the city? The city? I'm getting dizzy, and it's overwhelming him. Let's go over there, Nezuko. And then as he rests next to an udon cart, Yamakake udon, please. I've never been to a place like this. There are too many people. Then, all of a sudden, something gets his attention. He sniffs, and he starts sweating immediately, and then he starts moving. That smell. Why here? It's the smell that was lingering at my house. Muzan Kibutsuji! And as he grabs a person with a hat on his head, he turns this person around, and it is him. he honed in immediately on Muzan Kibutsuji. And Kibutsuji looks at him. It's him! And as he prepares to draw his sword, he stops as a voice says,
Daddy, who's that?
Yo, Muzan has a girl in his arms. And a shiver runs down his spine. This guy, it's him. He's pretending to be human. Is there something I can do for you? You appear to be quite upset.
Oh dear, what's wrong?
Mommy!
They're human. The girl and woman smell completely human. Don't they know? Don't they understand? He's a demon and he eats people.
Do you know this?
Do you know this boy?
No, not at all. What a nuisance. I don't know him at all. Perhaps he has mistaken me for someone else. And then the woman says, oh, really? But in that swift motion, Muzan does a quick motion and slashes the back of someone right behind him. Like deep into his neck.
Honey, what's wrong?
And he slashed the guy and turned him into a demon in that instance. I know exactly what he's doing. He's causing a commotion just so it can distract Tanjiro and he can get away.
Ah, I see what you're doing right there, Muzan.
But the guy turns into a demon and immediately bites into the woman he's with. Stop! And that's the end of chapter 13. Bruh. Tanjiro finds Muzan Kibutsuji. And in being found out, he immediately causes a disturbance in order to distract Tanjiro. This man has quick thinking, and the fact that he was able to do that and no one was able to see him slash this guy's neck. This dude is speed. But onwards to chapter 14. All we have is 15 and 16, and then we're done for today. Almost there. It probably might be an hour, or it might be less, but let's keep going. Chapter 14, Kibutsuji's Wrath, the smelling of enchanting blood. Ah, what's going on? What the? Blood! And then Tanjiro is shown right there, launching himself at the guy who's trying to bite down on the woman he's with. Dear! Ma'am, don't worry about him and take care of yourself. Use this cloth and put pressure on the wound. It'll be all right. I'll handle it somehow. Her wound isn't fatal, so she'll be fine. This man hasn't killed anyone yet. Ray, this is dangerous. Let's move away. Muzan immediately uses this in order to fade into the background and get away. No, I can't let this guy go. Muzan Kibutsuji! Wherever you go, you won't get away from me! Tsukihiko.
Tsukihiko, what is wrong? What's wrong with that boy?
And then Muzan notices the tag he has on his ear. I'll follow you to the depths of hell, and your neck will feel the edge of my the edge of my sword. Sorry, and your neck will feel the edge of my sword. I will never forgive you. Those earrings. And then all of a sudden, policemen show up. You, what are you doing? Are they drunk? Break it up! Step back, move! No, handcuff him, please! Please stop, I'm the one who... Please stop, I'm the only one who can subdue him! And then everyone is just looking... at Tanjiro like he's crazy or something. Ah, what the... Look at his face! He's lost his mind! Get him off this guy. Yes, sir. Stop. I don't want this person to kill anyone. Don't interfere, please. Then it shows. I guess, a demon scratching into its arm. Scent of illusionary blood. Scent of illusionary blood. Visual dream. What the heck is going on? What is that smell? Whoa, what's this pattern? I can't see anything. Is this some sort of attack? Uh-oh. You still use the word person for demons, and you tried to help them. Who is this woman and who is this guy? Who is this woman and who is this guy right now? So I shall help you. Why? You're sent. Indeed, I am a demon, and also a doctor. And I would also see Kibutsuji obliterated. Yo, what is going on right now?
Daddy, aren't you...
And then we're back to Muzan again with his family.
Daddy, aren't you coming?
I've got to go to work. I have some meetings. I'm still disturbed by what we saw earlier. Dear, it's all right. I'll just ask the police to keep watch. And as he's walking away, there's three people walking down an alleyway, and he walks past them. And then as he walks past him, he bumps into the guy. What's your problem? My apologies. Then the guy is drunk, it seemed like. Sorry if there's pauses here. I'm just trying to understand what's going on here in this one blank panel. But the guy is drunk and he grabs onto him. Hey, wait! Excuse me, but I'm in a hurry. Hey, those are some fancy duds you're wearing, and I don't like it. And with that pale face of yours, you look half dead. Then Muzan literally glares at him with veins in his eyes and smacks the guy hard enough to draw. I think he even popped one of his eyes out by hitting him that hard, and his head hits the wall. And then the big guy that's with him, because there's three people, a really big guy, the small guy that just got hit, and then there's a woman with him as well. Hey, what are you doing to my little brother? And it looks like he's drunk as well, because he's red in the face too. And he approaches him, but then the girl says,
He's dead! Ya-chan's not breathing!
Then all of a sudden, she stops talking as she sees the big guy literally get shoryuken in the air by a kick. Like the dude just got kicked in the air like he was a dodgeball. And the guy was hit hard enough to send blood spewing out of his mouth. And it dropped, and it kind of drops on the lady, and the big guy's body just hits the ground with a fleshy, bone-crushing thud. Then Muzan approaches her and looks her dead in the face and says, Does my complexion look poor to you? Is my face pale? Do I look sickly? Do I look like I'm dying? Does it seem like I don't have long to live? Oh, no. I am an entirely different creature. And then it shows him putting his finger on this woman's head. And then proceeding to puncture her forehead. Completely. Like, just puts his hand on her forehead and then just goes straight through the bone. Do you know what will happen if I give you a large amount of my blood? The human body cannot withstand the speed of transformation. Your cells will rupture. And her body literally just grows and starts to mutate and expand rapidly. And with a snap of his fingers, her body's just gone. No, her body just... Not with a snap of his fingers, but in that instance, her body literally just disintegrates and all that's left is her clothes. Then he snaps his fingers and two people land right behind him.
We will do as you wish.
And then Muzan says, bring me the head of the demon hunter with the earrings that look like Hanafuda's cards. Got it? And that is the end of chapter 14. Onwards to chapter 15. Yo, Muzan is not someone to be messed with. Chapter 15, The Doctor's Opinion. Listen, what I'm trying to say isn't about money. What I can't accept is that you won't eat my udon. First, take out that bamboo gag. What's that even for? Is it a chopstick? Is it a chopstick case? And then, before the guy can do anything, Tanjiro is right there to take the chopsticks from him. And immediately starts eating the udon. Thanks for the meal, it was delicious! Just leaving the guy. And just confusing the guy just a little bit. As long as you get that, fine, come again. Sorry to leave you alone, Nezuko. Ooh, I wonder what happened when he was at that doctor's place. I wonder what happened when that doctor person was speaking to him, actually. Sorry to leave you alone, Nezuko. Oh, and then the guy that was standing with the doctor demon is there at the corner looking at him. Were you waiting for me? I could have followed the scent, but we're under a concealment spell, so there's no way you could trace us. Besides, isn't she a demon? What's more, she's a hag. Hag? Hag? Does he mean ugly? Who? Nezuko? She's not ugly. Take a good look at those features. Nezuko was known as the town beauty. Let's go. Okay, but calling her a hag is way out of line. Look at her someplace with better light. Like over there. And then they arrive at the doctor's place. Way out back. Maybe it's because of this muzzle. Look at her again after I take this out. And then the doctor's there. Welcome back. Oh, are they all right? Sorry to just leave them to you. This woman will be all right. But her husband, it's unfortunate, but we must confine him to an underground cell. Isn't it hard for you to treat people's wounds? And then the guy immediately hits him in the chest. Are you suggesting the smell of flesh as we treat humans makes us drool? Enough. Why are you being so violent? I did not tell you my name. My name is Tamayo. Tamayo, this boy here is Yushido. Please try to get along. And then Yushido just shuts up. That won't be easy. Or maybe impossible, because Yushido is just giving him the death glare. It isn't hard. I think it's considerably easier than for normal demons. I have altered my body and removed Kibutsuji's curse. Wow, so she got rid of the ability. Well, let me just read on. I have altered my body and removed Kibutsuji's curse. Curse? Altered your body? I no longer need to feed upon people in order to survive. Pardon me? It is enough to drink just a little human blood. Blood? You may think it's disgusting, but we buy blood from people in need of money, telling them it's for blood transfusions. Of course, we never take so much that it harms them. Oh, so that's why these people don't have the distinctive smell of demons. But they do need human blood. Still, maybe Nezu can. Yushido needs less blood than I do. I made him a demon. Huh? You did? Huh? Yes. They say that Kibutsuji is the only one who can increase the number of demons. And that is basically correct. In more than 200 years, Yushido is the only one I was able to do this with. In over 200 years, Yushido is the only one you could do it with? How old are you, Tamayo? Don't ask a woman her age, you lout. And Yushido immediately punches him in the chest. Actually hits him in the throat. Yushido, if you punch him again, I won't forgive you. All right. Even her angry face is beautiful. One thing I don't want you to misunderstand. I'm not trying to increase the number of demons.
I only treat people who have an incurable illness or injury so they can live a little longer. And I always ask those patients if they want to live longer, I always ask those patients if they want to live longer, if doing so means they'll become a demon. And then he immediately sniffs again and thinks to himself, and Tanjiro sniffs and thinks to himself, she smells pure and without deceit. I can trust her. Tamayo, once people have become demons, is there a way to make them human again? And then it shows the two individuals that are, serving Kibutsuji as they walk through the city. And they have eyes in their hands, literal eyes. Think Deidara, but instead of a mouth, it's an eye. And the eye pupil has an arrow on it rather than a regular pupil. And then another one is staying low to the ground. And, well, one of them has eyes in its hands. And then the other one says, can you see? I can see. I can see footprints. That's them. And then arrows appear in the direction of where the footprints are. They went around there. There are 3 of them carrying a large box. How shall we kill them? I don't know. I don't know how to do a laugh like that and make it sound convincing. Power swells within me because I just took the blood from that big shot. How will we kill them? Brutally, of course. And then we're cutting back to the doctor's office. I've noticed that I've been progressively sliding more and more in this chair as this has been going on. I've reached an hour, but I definitely can get this done quickly, still. A way to turn demons back into humans? It does exist. Please tell me!
Don't get so close to Tamayo!
Yushiro?
I just threw him. I didn't hit him. Same difference. I just threw him. I didn't hit him.
Same difference. Every injury and illness has a medicine or treatment. However, at present, making a demon human again is impossible. Nonetheless, we want to establish a treatment. To do so, we need to study lots of demon blood. I want to ask 2 things of you, she says. 1, I want to examine your sister's blood. 2, I want you to get a sample from a demon with a high concentration of Kibutsuji's blood. Right now, Nezuko is in an extremely rare and special condition. I understand she slept for 2 years, so her body must have changed during that time. Usually, if a demon cannot ingest human flesh or animal meat for such a long time, it will grow violent without fail.
Lady Tamayo is beautiful again today. I bet she'll be beautiful tomorrow, too.
Oh, this dude's infatuated.
But surprisingly, Nezuko does not have those symptoms. I think this miracle will prove to be the key.
Nezuko. And then as he has his hand towards Nezuko, she's touching his hand.
The other task will be difficult. A demon with a high concentration of Kibutsuji's blood means a demon close in strength to Kibutsuji. It won't be easy to steal blood from such a demon. But will you still try?
Studying blood from many demons to make a medicine. If that's the only way, I'll do it. Never doubt the resolve of a big brother who looks to protect his family.
It will help. Not just Nezuko, but lots of people, right?
And then Tamayo immediately smiles at him and just says,
yes.
And then all of a sudden he feels the glaring eyes of Yushido looking at him. Then Yushido stops and then says, uh-oh. Get down! And it looks like the 2 subordinates of Kibutsuji have found them, as the ball that the girl was holding goes rebounding massively in and out of the house. And whatever that ball is made of, it is destructive because it is ricocheting and destroying all parts of the building. But that's the end of chapter 15. Onwards to the last chapter of today, chapter 16. Chapter 16, Playing Tamari.
Just like you said, YAIBA. A building appeared where there was nothing there.
Because apparently this place has been Apparently, this place has been shielded from actual view. Because there was a tag on there, I guess, a seal to make it so that it was invisible to people. Seems like they've learned to use the blood demon art well. And as the demon slayer with them, what does this mean? But still, Susamaru, the way you do things is childish and impetuous, but most of all, messy. My kimono got all dusty. I did not want him to get an accent there. My apologies.
Hush. Thanks to my Tamari ball, we found them right away.
And then there's a spot here where it says, a ball made of leftover kimono silk.
More time to play, and your kimono isn't dirty, you're too fussy.
A Tamari ball? Says, Kanjiro. Tanjiro. Why did I say Kanjiro? Tanjiro thinks to himself. She could smash up the house just by throwing that ball?
Found you.
That woman,
Says Yushido.
is she one of Kibutsuji's minions?
And Susamaru's arm braces up as she prepares to throw her Tamari ball again. And she throws it at the ground and it rebounds off of it. And with lightning speed, it goes rebounding multiple surfaces, ricocheting. And then it heads straight for the face of Yushido. And Yushido's head is taken clean off immediately. Yushido! Nezuko, get the woman to sleep back there somewhere safe outside. And they both part ways.
I killed one.
And then it shows Tanjiro protecting Tamayo. She clearly smells different from the other demons so far. How strong is she? It's an intense smell. It's settling heavy and deep in my lungs.
So, the demon slayer with the earrings is you.
Huh? She's after me? Tamayo, fall back and hide.
Tanjiro, don't worry about us. Just fight. We'll be fine even if you don't protect us. We are demons after all.
And then as Tanjiro prepares to face off against Susamaru, even if I dodge, that ball follows me. Total concentration, water breathing. Among the 10 forms, the fastest thrusting technique is 7th form, drop ripple thrust curve. And he immediately skewers the Tamari ball.
He struck in an arc from an angle to lessen the ball's impact.
But then the Tamari ball starts moving, and it still can move even when impaled by his sword, and hits him in the face. Huh? How does this ball move? It was moving unnaturally when it hit Yushido too. It isn't spinning a special way, but this. Then it shows Tamayo holding the body of Yushido, and since his head wasn't taken off by a Nichiren sword, his head immediately starts to grow back.
Lady Tamayo! I told you, didn't I? From the start, I said not to get involved with the Demon Slayer. My concealment spell isn't perfect. I can hide a building or the signs or smells of people, but there's no way to hide their existence entirely. And the more there are, the more traces remain, raising the possibility of Kibutsuji finding us.
Tamayo doesn't say anything. The demon got close, but I didn't smell anything until the attack. Was that because of Yushido's blood demon art?
I hate when anyone interferes with the time you and I spend together. I really hate it. I'll never forgive this.
And then Susamaru takes off the upper part of her kimono, saying,
What are you on about? This is so much fun. Consider it an honor that I, one of the 12 Kizuki, will take your life.
12 Kizuki?
She reports directly to Kibutsuji. Let's keep playing until dawn, until your lives end.
And then she grows multiple arms, and she has multiple Tamari balls in her hands. Oh, I definitely don't want to go up against her in dodgeball because I would die. And she immediately starts throwing multiple Tamari balls all over the place, causing even more ricochets and chaos and destruction.
If I use a spell here, we'll get Tanjiro too.
And Tamamo says,
if I use a spell here, we'll get Tanjiro too. And Yushido needs time to prepare an attack.
And as it shows Tanjiro slicing through these tamari balls, these slices then start to float up and still hit him. So even if he slices through them, they can. I'm guessing they're still controlled by Susamaru. When I cut it, it loses force, but it still comes for me. There are 2 distinct scents, which means there are 2 demons. I can also tell their location by smell, but... And then one tamari ball comes after him and not only doesn't just go... It goes after him. It literally changes direction mid-flight and curves and follows him. It didn't hit anything, but its path changed. Then he stabs into it, and then all of a sudden there's a stab, and then there's a bam sound. And in this instant, it shows Tamamo and Yushido. I'm guessing this means that the Tamamo and Yushido are getting hit with the tamari balls as it, gouges into them. I thought that these were just impact like silhouettes to just facilitate the area that's being hit, but no, it is actually the parts of them that are being hit, and it looks like their bodies are being shaded by something. No, their bodies are being gouged by these tamari balls. Like half of Tamamo's head is missing, and parts of Yushido's head is missing, and body's missing as well. It's no use, I don't have time to cover them. We will heal, so don't mind us.
Hey, you stupid demon slayer, if you look at the arrows, you'll know its direction. Avoid the arrows. Then you can cut off that woman's head. You can do that, right? Here, I'll lend you my sense of sight.
And then he throws something towards Yujiro. And it's a tag that he sticks to his forehead. I can see. The other demon uses these arrows to control the path of the ball. And in this panel, it shows the tamari balls and the exact direction they are moving in. Thanks, Yushido! The tree! Up in the tree! And then it shows Nezuko as she makes her way towards the demon with the arrows. And the guy is surprised to see Nezuko there as Susamaru continues to throw the tamari balls at him. Water-breathing third form, flowing dance! And it shows Tanjiro avoiding every spot that the tamari balls are hitting with this third form, and he slices the arm of Susamaru. Tamayo! Are these 2 demons close to Kibutsuji? I believe so. Then I'm gonna get you some of their blood! Thus ends the last chapter for this volume, and chapter 16 marks the end of volume 2. It was the end. It was you, the end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was yet another great reading for Demon Slayer. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video as we continue to read Demon Slayer KIMETSU no YAIBA. You know what? I'm just enjoying this story. I really am. I'm enjoying this story. I'm enjoying it so much, and I can't wait to see what the next volume has in store for us next week, Monday. So with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.